Hi, Mr. Wright here, and welcome to this film in which I'll talk you through the first 20 of my 100 IGCSE exam questions clearly explained. If you want to, you can download the free booklet which contains all 20 of these questions, their answers and links to the solution videos too, or alternatively you can just watch the film and work alongside me. If you do find this film useful, you might want to download my booklet 100 IGCSE Questions Clearly Explained, which contains all 100 of my IGCSE exam questions. It contains all of their answers, and it also contains links to each of the solutions films as well. So, if you want to download that, you can click on the link in the description. I'll leave you to it. Good luck with the maths. And here we go with the first 20 of my 100 IGCSE questions clearly explained. My name's Mr. Wright and I teach IGCSE maths. I'm doing 100 days of IGCSE maths exam questions. So let's get started with day one. Now's a chance to pause the film if you want to do the question before I do. Right, so we've got the number of steps he walked on the Saturday, and we have to increase that by 7%. So I'm going to multiply it by 1.07, and on my calculator, that gives me the answer 11,556 steps for Sunday. Now's a chance to pause the film. Okay, I've got 4 2/3 divided by 1 1/9. So I'm going to write that as 14 thirds divided by 10 ninths. So that's 14 thirds multiplied by 9 tenths. Looking for cancelling. 3 goes once, 3 goes 3, 2 goes 5, 2 goes 7. 7 3s are 21 over 5. 21 fifths is indeed 4 1/5. Now's your chance to pause the film. Okay, I've got an arithmetic sequence here. It's going up in 4s. So the nth term is going to begin 4n. The first term isn't 4, it's 6. So the correction factor will need to be 2. So 4n plus 2. Now, if that's the nth term, then the n plus 1th term is going to be 4 lots of n plus 1 plus 2, which you can simplify, if you wish, to 4n plus 6. Now's your chance to pause. Right, I'm going to multiply this equation by 4 to give me 4x minus 16y equals 36. And now I'm going to do equation 1, subtract equation 2a to give me 18y equals minus 27. So y equals minus 1.5. Substitute that value into equation 1 and solve for x to give you x equals 3. Check those values in equation 2, which I haven't got time for, and then write down your solution. Pause the film now if you'd like to do the question before me. Right, we've got to write down an equation for this line. I can see that it's gradient. If I move 1 along the x-axis, then my y value increases by 1.5. So its gradient's 1.5. So it's going to be y equals 1.5x. Now, where's the y-intercept? It's there at 1. So the equation of the line is y equals 1.5x plus 1. Pause now if you want to do the questions before me. Right, factorising this, I'm going to take out 2p, leaves me with 2 plus 3q. Expand and simplify. I'm going to have e squared minus 2e minus 15. Solve for y. Multiply both sides by 5. Subtract 2y from both sides. And divide both sides by 3. Now's your chance to pause the film if you want to do the question before me. Right, so the number of hours flown is 6 and 42 sixtieths, and every hour we travel 650 kilometers. So that's the way that I would do it. However, you may want to work out how many kilometres are flown each minute. Multiply that by 42 to give you the 42 minutes, and then add on to that the number of kilometres flown in the 6 whole hours, and then add up those two answers. Either way, your answer should be 4,355 kilometres. Now's your chance to pause the film. Okay, 1,390,000. So 1.39. If you happen to know a million is 10 to the 6, then you can write that straight away. Otherwise, you can count the number of places. 0.05 is going to be 5 times 10 to the minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. Now's your chance to pause. Right, in this question, I'm going to use cos, and I'm finding the length of the hypotenuse. So x, the hypotenuse, is going to be the adjacent divided by cos 52. Work that out on your calculator, give your answer to 3 significant figures, and you should get 20.5 centimetres to 3 significant figures. A chance to pause the film. Okay, so I've got girls and boys, 2 to 7 totals 9, and I've got 170 girls. I'm multiplying by 85, so I've got a total of 9 times 85, 765 children. And 3/5 of the people are children, so 3/5 of the people, 765, divide by 3, will tell me that 1/5 of all the people is 153, and 2/5 of the people are adults, so there must be 306 adults in the cinema. And now's your chance to pause. Right, I'm going to mid-mad this. I'm going to find the midpoints, then I'm going to multiply, add, and divide. So the midpoints, 125, 135, multiply 95 times 8, 105 times 12, and so on. Then I'm going to add and divide, mid-mad. Right, I'm going to add those up. It gives me a total of 5,400, and I'm going to divide the total height of all the heights by the number of sunflowers there are to find that the mean height is 112.5. Pause now if you're going to do the question before me. Okay, this is a question that requires the cosine rule. I've written the cosine rule there already. So I'm going to label the side that we want to find a. So I've got a squared equals 17.8 squared plus 26.3 squared minus 2 times those two side lengths multiplied by cos 36. On my calculator, that gives me an a squared of 251 point something or other. So if I square root that, put my answer to 3 significant figures, I get the answer A is 15.8. Pause now if you'd like to do the question before me. Okay, so he's investing 6,000 dirham, and because he's earning 1.5% interest, I'm going to multiply by 1.015. Now it's for 4 years, so that's the power 4. So at the end of the 4 years, he's going to have, according to my calculator, 6,368.18 and so on dirham. But be careful, because the question asks us to work out the total amount of interest. So the amount of interest is just the 368 dirham to the nearest dirham. Now's your chance to pause if you want to do the question before me. Okay, I'm going to add up these mixed numbers on the left-hand side and hope that I get what it says I should get on the right hand side, I've added the wholes. I'm going to turn these into twelfths. Times them by 4 for the first one, times them by 3 gives me 3 and 17 twelfths, which is indeed 4 and 5 twelfths. Subscribe for tutorials, booklets, GeoGebras, IGCSE exam questions and past paper walkthroughs. Pause now if you'd like to do the question before me. Right, so you've got 4 numbers. You know the first 2 are the same because they're both A's. 40 is the 4th number. Okay, the range of the numbers is 14. Well, that means that this one must be 26 because the difference between the largest and the smallest must be 14. This means that that must be 26 as well because both of those are the same. The median is 30, so halfway between the second number and the third number is 30. Now the second number is 4 lower, so the third number must be 4 higher. So those are my 4 numbers. A chance to pause. So I've got a length of 73 meters and I'm using the scale of 1 to 200. So 200 meters in real life would be 1 meter on my scale model. So to work out what 73 meters will be, I'm simply going to do 73 divided by 200. On my calculator for that, I get the answer 0.365. So it's 0.365 meters or 36.5 centimeters. Now's your chance to pause the film. Okay, so we're investing 20,000 rupees and we are earning 1.5% interest. So I'm going to multiply by 1.015 for 3 years to the power of 3. Work out the total amount of money. So if I put that on my calculator, I get 20,913.56 and so on rupees. And I need to give my answer to the nearest rupee. So my answer is going to be 20,914 rupees. Now's your chance to pause if you want to try the question before I do. Okay, we need to see if the value of e is a prime number for any value of n. For instance, if I try n is 1, then e would be 1 squared plus 1 plus 5, which is 7. It is a prime. If I try n is 2, then I get 4 plus 2 plus 5, which is 11. It is a prime. If I try n is 5, however, I get 5 squared plus 5 plus 5, which is 35, which is not a prime. So is Ali correct? No, because when n equals 5, e does not equal a prime. Now's your chance to pause if you'd like to do the question before me. Okay, so my cylinder
has got a diameter of 14, so the top has got a radius of 7. So the area of the top is 7 squared times pi. And to find the volume, I do the area of the top multiplied by the height. And on my calculator, that gives me 3078.7 and so on cubic centimeters. I need to give that to 3 significant figures. 3080 cubic centimeters.
Right, there you go. Well done for working your way through those 20 questions, and I hope you found the film useful. If you want to access the remaining 80 questions and so work your way through all of the 100 IGCSE questions clearly explained, then click the link in the description of this film and download a copy of the entire booklet, which contains all 100 questions, all the answers, and links to each of the solution films. Right, thanks for watching. See you in the next film.